can sanitize your kitchen counters and sink daily, but that doesn't mean your kitchen is necessarily clean. Today we're sharing the dirty little secrets hiding in your kitchen cupboards. Teresa Hunsaker, a consumer educator at the Utah State Extension Office, is here to fill us in on the shelf life of many kitchen tools and gadgets. And here's the kicker: when it's time to get rid of them. I don't know if I want to know the answer. Do I want to know the answer?
No, probably not.
We've got a little quiz that you're going to put me through.
I really am, and I hope that that's all right, because this was kind of a fun reminder for me as well, because we kind of move along thinking, oh, it's fine, right? Yeah. Well, it's not so much. Okay. So here we go. Let's start off with the first one, which we teased earlier.
Bare my dirty little secrets.
Exactly. The sponge, the good old kitchen sponge. How often do we replace that?
I feel I'm pretty good at this.
Okay.
I go about once a week.
All right. Once a week, once a month, once every year. It's actually once a month.
Once a month?
Once a month.
Okay.
And that's even with sanitizing it. So I like the once a week, but we can extend it a little bit. But how many times do we even let it go months at a time? Even with sanitizing, we've got to get that out of there.
Sanitation, throw it in the dishwasher.
Dishwasher is good. Microwave is good. You can put it in boiling water. That's fine too. There's a number of different options. But again, even with sanitizing, once a month, which is, let's get those moved out of there.
All right, wooden spoon.
This one is one that a lot of people don't give enough attention to. And I think it's just because it goes in the cupboard, we, don't even think about it. But again, how often do we replace this? Do we replace it once a month, once a year, every couple of years?
I have some sitting in my drawer that I'm going to have to say D. I think they're 5 years old.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
More.
Actually, it's every 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Every 2 years. Yeah. Now, they get splintered, the wood breaks down, they're very, very porous, and even with sanitizing, you just need to replace those more often than you think.
And it's a health issue at that point.
It's a health issue. It really is, because it's harboring bacteria and microorganisms.
Speaking of dirty little secrets, whose cutting board is this?
It's mine.
It looks just like mine.
And I brought it on purpose. I hold it just for this show.
Of course. All right, cutting boards.
Right. How often do we replace our cutting boards or mats?
Again, 0 to never. I have cutting boards, Teresa, no kidding, that are probably 10 years old.
I know it. Really, every 3 years. And yeah, as soon as they start to get deep grooves and cuts and everything, it doesn't matter whether it's wood, it doesn't matter whether it's the acrylic or the kind of plastic kind. We need to get those replaced.
Because again, the germs are getting in those porous surfaces.
Even with sanitizing, we're just not getting.
When you explain it, when I think about it, it makes sense, right? You're cutting, it can get in the grooves, et cetera, et cetera.
Then it kind of seals and holds it in. All right, this is one that a lot of people, again, don't realize how frequently. So I kind of gave that one away, but how often should we replace our paring knives?
So not just sharpen, but replace.
Not just sharpen. This is actually replace our paring knives.
2 years,
2 years, 5 years.
10, 12. Wow, I'm terrible, so I'm just going to take a guess. Every 5?
2.
2 every 2 years?
Now let me explain this. On the paring knives, the majority of them, the handle isn't that great. Now if you have a really expensive knife set, that's a different story. But many of us just get the inexpensive paring. Exactly. Yeah. But they don't hold an edge, so every couple of years necessary that way. So it's a safety issue, because if it doesn't hold an edge or a sharp cutting surface for us, then the dull is the problem, and then we cause injuries.
My kitchen needs an overhaul. That's the headline of this conversation.
Yeah. Hey, here's one that a lot of people need to stop and think about more frequently. How often do we replace those surfaces that are the non-stick, and they are like the Teflon or other brands?
I've replaced this electric cooker, I think, after about 2 or 3 years, just because it broke. But as far as like sanitation, is it every 5?
Actually, it's as soon as it begins to peel. And you'll notice that this is starting to peel off. And again, this isn't safe to be consuming the little peels and that kind of thing, because again, the chemicals that are in the Silverstone or the Teflon or whatever. So high temps, cut surfaces and grease will start to break these down pretty quickly. So as soon as you start to see it deteriorate, replace it.
Another one I think I'm good at. I think I'm good at this.
Okay, how often do you replace our plastic containers?
Give me the options. What are we looking at here?
Every year, every 2 years, every 5 years, or as soon as they start to break down?
At least every year. I do more than that.
Good. It's actually as soon as they start to break down, and they'll break down quickly if you're using them in the microwave with high grease foods and that type of thing. They're not intended, really and truly, even though they say they're microwave safe. Get those replaced as soon as you start to see the deterioration. All right, this one is my all-time favorite.
I have to know about this, because crock pot, I would go with aesthetics. If it starts to look dingy or dirty, then I would replace it. What's the actual time frame recommended?
So yeah, exactly. And this particular one, it's as soon as you start to see, well, it's 3 to 5 years. I just gave that away. There was your quiz question.
I think it's B, 3 to 5 years.
That was a really good guess, Brooke. I love that. But it starts to get little cracks and craze marks, and then it can start to leach other kinds of chemicals and things into your food. And so, again, watch those really closely. Pay attention. They need to be replaced. Plus, they don't work as well, and we've upgraded our the electrical in them for temp control and everything. So don't just keep those forever.
All right. I know what I'll be doing this weekend, so I hope to see some of you there cleaning out our kitchens.
Getting
Thanks so much,
ready for the holidays.
Teresa. We appreciate it.